All right, it's investigation time. Let's get down to business. I never thought I was going to be playing this game by itself, to be honest. Exclamation mark marbles if you're curious. Damn it, why did this happen? Another hammer. Now it's Justice Hammer 4, and it's even bigger than before. Is that suspicious individual responsible for killing Taka too? Toko! Don't tell me Toko too. Relax, she just passed out when she saw the blood. Oh, that's right, when Toko's Toko, she has a fear of blood, right? There's a cosplay if we get to $2,500 raised by tomorrow, because that's when I'm done raising money. We've tried everything to get her to wake up, and no luck. Just leave her be for now. It's like he said, I should just leave her alone for now.
However,
but why is it Justice Hammer 4? What do you mean? Celeste was attacked with Justice Hammer 1, then Hifumi was hit with Justice Hammer 2. But this time it was just Justice Hammer 4. What happened to number 3? Ah, well, when you mentioned Justice Hammer 3, you just reminded me. Taka's not the only one that's been killed. Hifumi's dead too.
what? Hey!
Hifumi's been killed? Yeah.
I see.
Which is why you came to get us. Then we better go check it out. What cosplay? I have not said it. It's a secret cosplay. Oh, Celeste, aren't you supposed to be waiting in the nurse's office? Something has come up. I heard Hifumi is dead, right?
Indeed.
Well, that is not as all. It is gone. What's gone? It has disappeared. Hifumi's body has disappeared. What?
What did you say?
What are you talking about? It disappeared. Don't be ridiculous.
Come on.
Are you serious?
What?
What the heck is happening here? Everyone back to the nurse's office. But I also don't think we're going to raise $2,500 because that means we have to raise the amount we have in the past 5.5 days in 2 days. Me and Celeste went to the bathroom, but we were only gone for like a minute. And then when we got back, this must be the work of the culprit. They must have came and carried the body away. They must be really enjoying this, enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all gonna die here. We're gonna die just like those guys died.
What did you say?
I don't believe this. I don't believe a body would just disappear. First, there were 2 murders, and now only one of the bodies has been taken. This is unnatural. What do you mean 2 murders? Taka's been killed. We found him in the equipment room.
No way!
It can't be. Taka too? It can't be. It can't be. No!
Hina.
They're gonna kill all of us. Then who might the next target be? Toko?
What?
She's still unconscious in the equipment room. You left her at the scene of the crime? Wouldn't have a choice. She passed out and she refused to wake up. So she's still unconscious. You knew she was still up there and you said nothing? Why? That annoying little insect that clings to me wherever I go, we'd be better off without her.
Bastard!
Huh?
Damn.
There was only one murder announcement. Toko! Thank God you're okay, but right away I noticed there was something very different here too. It was gone. Taka's body, which should have been right there, had disappeared. This can't be happening. I know I saw it before, and what I'm seeing now isn't what I saw before.
Huh?
Stop talking.
Huh?
Not possible.
Huh?
Think about it. Who could possibly be responsible for killing and hiding these dead bodies? When Hifumi's death cry went up, everyone here was together on the 3rd floor.
so.
After that, we split up into 2 groups, and now this time you all came here as a group from the nurse's office. In other words, the only one who could have done this are Hiro and Kyoko, who are still missing. What's up, Toffee Cake? It's going pretty good. I hope you're doing good as well. Happy weekend. Yoko has an alibi for when Celeste and Fumi were attacked. There's no question that she was in the dining hall with us. You seem very adamant about defending her. Perhaps you are in love? That's not it at all.
Fine.
Anyway, yes, I do accept Kyoko's alibi,
Let's see.
which means the suspicious individual we're looking for can be none other than Hiro, which further means there will be no more murders. The regulations are very clear about that. You only kill a maximum of
That's
2
right.
people. Yeah, there's a rule you can only kill 2 people. The murder could be anybody, to be honest. Last case, it was so obvious on who I thought it was, then it did a complete 180 on me, and I was like, okay, well, I was totally wrong. Did you know that the fish paste can also refer to shellfish like shrimp or crabs? Indeed.
Let's see.
Since 2 people have been killed, there's no possibility for any more.
Perhaps.
I still meant it when I said we'd be better off without her,
In
though.
other words,
Anyway, with that in mind, we can now relax and search for the 2 missing bodies.
what?
What's the matter? Oh, no, it's nothing.
So then, but because I mean,
I've played all these games and personally think they're great. Everyone seems to really like this game series. It could be anybody. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Hina.
huh?
Byakuya is a very interesting one. I think Hifumi might not even be dead. Because there was only one murder scene, you know? Who could it be? Who could it be? I was very wrong with the last murder, so I'm gonna wait a little bit on this one. There's already been some evidence presented to us here and there. Oh, I found some money.
Huh?
Damn.
Rattle, rattle. Okay, well, the bodies might be in there because the door was locked. This game is filled with twists and turns at every corner. Yakokuma Makoto.
Come on.
Why you just stand there? We need to get to the repository.
Indeed.
I found them. Fumi and Taka's bodies had both been hidden in the repository.
Right.
I've already told Hina and Sakura we'll go on ahead. The bodies were in the repository? Where the hell was that? Was that the locked door? That might have been the locked door. You opened the door, and when I entered, I saw... the two bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag when what I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
And so here we are. Without further ado, let me give you all the next Monokuma file.
What?
Stop talking.
Just hand it over already.
Punishment is waiting for you. See ya.
Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know?
That's terrible.
Dead, gone forever. They're never coming back. This is just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body. Who would do this? Why?
Why?
She did it.
He's alive again? Where am I? Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Hifumi, wake up!
Huh? That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
I remember everything before I met you all. I met you all.
He has nothing useful to offer us.
It's reaching out to me like the tail of a comet.
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name.
I'm gonna say Kyoto.
Yasuki.
Yasuhiro. His eyes closed and they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality. You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro Hagakure? That's the only person he could have been referring to.
So, in other words,
What is this?
that's fine.
Indeed.
Well, well, well. Investigate. First, I'd better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of the death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it.
Very strange. Well,
Someone else has been missing for quite a while.
Perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked, but what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing here?
Monokuma
Don't be rude, I'm here to
appears.
answer your question.
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I, during the first class trial?
speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear. If there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other words,
You can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
so then.
Nobody worked together this time either. Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackened can graduate, and accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words,
And we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
Well,
Let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action. The true blackened, so just one person. That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackens. Good luck to the contestants. So there can only be one blackened, and accomplice wouldn't benefit. And I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right. That's true then. Kyoko, where are you?
however,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information. Genocide Jack.
What?
I'm offended. Yeah. When did you? I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found.
You SOB!
You there, milk sack swimmer girl.
You've gotta be
Why do I
kidding.
gotta be a suspect? Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So what? Like I'm a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know? She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body. Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again. Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina?
it's all clear now.
This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me. I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. It never is as straightforward as it seems. It's never straightforward. These are the hammers, all different sizes, hanging on the wall, though. Some of them are more like mallets. Mallets. Could the justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers have an obvious seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this one hammer isn't as dirty at all, and it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Spotless hammer has been added to the truth bullet section. A spotless hammer. It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it used to move statues around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down to it, it's not hard to use. But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? The explanation is they used the dolly to move the bodies. You'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, blow to the head. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved? Blue tarp has been added to the truth bullets. But what about him? He's a big cold body. He's laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the serial killer able to move someone so big from the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository, all the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing? How the hell? It's no good. I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head, probably from a Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Oh, wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it, his glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why? Maybe he did it himself. Maybe Hifumi was the killer. But that wouldn't make any sense because he was the one that was first attacked. But that's what we think he was first attacked. What's the red heron mean in this situation? It's about the repository. After Hifumi and Sakura's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together. We came right to the repository, you know, to look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. Guess we'll find out.
So then.
This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search, and soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor and quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her. Banana, thanks for the Prime Gaming for 42 months. I appreciate it, Banana. Thank you for the Prime. Let's go. Thank you for supporting. Just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo Justice. It also became clear that this Robo Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costume assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor and resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office... Maybe it was Celeste. Man, I don't even know.
However,
we discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka.
However,
it seems too convenient for Celeste. I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an ally, and the last thing Hifumi said when he died, he said Hero's name.
In other words, what?
Why did the killer try to hide the bodies?
What?
All the rule says if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your #1 priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get plowed out.
I see.
So that's what that means.
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. You have my
Goodbye.
appreciation. Thanks to you, I might have found some fun with this after all. The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. The door is designed so that it can only be locked from the inside. In other words, when Hina checked in, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. Hina claims that there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository, so that certain someone... All right. You made a pear thingy? A pear thingy. Yaku. I call him Baloney. Baloney's a psychopath. I want to see a pear thingy. How am I looking at that in the other photo? Oh, what the am I looking at? That's cinnamon sugar on top of it. I'm a slut for cinnamon sugar. What's up, Joel? Ooh, that looks good. First glance, you might think those are potatoes. Why do you call him baloney? Because I called him baloney one time and it just stuck for me. All right, let's go to the equipment room. I love cinnamon sugar. He's phony baloney. No, he's a useful guy. He's useful. He's definitely useful. Some kind of mark going through the blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me of the dolly in the repository. There was blood on the tires. Could that be blood from it? Hifumi moved himself to that floor. Maybe Hifumi was the killer. I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event. We got everything in the equipment room. Can I just fast travel to the nurse's office? It's obviously a little too early to say, but I do think there's a good possibility Hifumi was trying to set something up and accidentally killed himself, maybe. Celeste is a little suspicious as well. What are you investigating, Celeste? I'm not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I'm simply going around seeing if Hero might be hiding somewhere. Checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body. When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
indeed.
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. And when you got back, the body was gone. We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Yeah, Hina said the same thing.
Indeed.
Where is Kyoko in all of this? I think Kyoko's secret like ability, how everyone like she's the ultimate gambler. I think Kyoko's ability is she's the ultimate spy. That's my guess. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. And it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. But it's also covered in blood. Oh, did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can. And it's all bloody. Whoever this belongs to must have used it to wipe up some blood. But who would need to do something like that? I haven't the slightest idea. Yeah, me either, but I think it might be important. Ifumi did that himself, because that's obviously his. He's the only weeb here. Besides everyone in Twitch chat. Oh! Oh! So this is where you are. I've been looking for you. I wanted to thank you for what you did. Now that you meant, not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting. You should go to Hiro's room. Oh, and let me give you this. Meet in the dining hall. This is the note Hiro wrote to get us all to the meetup, right? You remember well. The penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
All clear now.
This makes it clear, right? This is a trap. Things grow ever more exciting. I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation. Goodbye. Yasuhiro's message has been added to the truth section of your handbook. We have to go to Tashuhiro's room. What game was this, or what system was this game originally on back in the day? 2010. Was this a PSP game, I think people said? PSP, Jesus. I didn't know so many of you had PlayStation Portables. You played on PC? That's what I'm doing as well. Obviously. This is Hiro's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where do you even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up, which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? PS4? It's blueprints for something and some things made out of what looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster. Is this Robo Justice and it's in Hiro's room? But wait, these blueprints, something about them bothers me. Oh, that's convenient that he has blueprints for the thing that was the murderer. Interesting. Makoto, big news. We found Kyoko. Is she okay? Where is she? Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news. Robo Justice showed up too. It's Hiro wearing the costume. Anyway, as soon as you get in, head to the pool on the 2nd floor. Ooh. What are you guys doing all the way over there? Kyoko and...
I mean...
I've had the worst day. Hiro? We'll talk to Kyoko first.
Right.
I found Hiro. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean.
I still can't believe you kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, caress my face or something.
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Wow.
There was something I had to check up on. Never mind. I can't never mind.
nothing.
Never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind? First of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean...
I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep, don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up and then I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me to just look at you.
Let me out of here! You got it all wrong.
I didn't make the stupid thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting out. Looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. Free at last. Isn't that kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hero?
So then...
More to the point, nobody but Hero would be able to wear that costume. Hold on a sec.
Honestly.
The blueprints were in your room as well. In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be...
It's obvious. The one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone was Hero. Shall we tie him up and gag him? Good idea. We won't want him killing anyone else. Tie me up. Hold on, guys. I think this is going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. I mean, attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided you killed them. Killed who? I have no idea who you're talking about. That must be a fake Hero running around.
Insane!
You're the only one who can wear this costume, so who else could possibly be the costumed attacker? How do you know that I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on yourself before you convince me. Or convict me.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
Can't
That's
bend
not
at the
a very
waist.
nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hero could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again.
Ah.
Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear
Just
this.
a second.
But
Honestly.
what the heck?
You claim there's another suit, then you must find it and show it to us.
Just the worst. That's terrible.
What?
Robo Justice costume has been added to the Truth Bullet section.
What the heck?
If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it? Well, 2 people were killed, Taka and Hifumi.
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it? I did not.
How about that?
So then,
Taka and Hifumi were fighting over Alter Ego, right? Which means Alter Ego and or Chiro must have done it.
correct.
That's unfortunate.
What the heck?
Oh, so...
Someone slipped a weird note under my door, and here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else. For now, let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The last thing I remember is going to the rec room, then for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
The worst.
So,
He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that.
Sleep a lot.
Drew, thank you for the Prime Gaming for 43 months. Sleepy love, I hope you're doing good. Thanks for still supporting. One of the longest followers of this channel. Greatly appreciate it. I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone who wrote all that to trick me.
Don't be mean.
Just a second.
No way.
Of course, he lost it.
Please.
Please. Yasuhiro's account has been added to the Truth. You missed a month or 2. Hey, it's fine. You're still supporting. You're still here. That's what matters. It don't matter if you give me Jeff Bezos' money.
What the heck? Just the worst.
Please.
What are you saying?
I think it's too obvious to be a hero.
What?
How was the move? The move was good. We have almost everything that adults have besides a couch. We still need to get one of those, but it was a stressful month or couple months, you know, trying to rebuild an apartment, get everything sorted and all that. But I like to think we're pretty settled. We even have balcony furniture. That's how much of adults we are. We have balcony furniture. Balcony furniture. That's an adult move.
Makoto.
Kodo, do you have a second? I want you to help me with the investigation. It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why
No. You reject me so simply. Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
Shall we go? Hey.
Thank you, Drew. It's, life is weird. Life is weird. I like to examine the corpses. I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
Correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living. Wouldn't you agree?
Anyway.
We have to hurry before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay, then show me where the bodies are. I gotta walk all the way to the repository. How about I just teleport there? Gotta teleport all the way over there. Kyoto might be the ultimate spy. Fumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid, but for only a moment.
So then,
Let's get started.
I knew it. I see. Hey.
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand?
Whew.
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? That's not it. You had a watch?
So then.
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving. Most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6.
That's right.
The last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken.
In other words,
Hey, Bun. If it worked at 10 p.m. last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Much love, Emmy. Thanks for hanging out.
however,
That's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something.
Makoto, because
A piece of paper?
hey, is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko turned to Hifumi's
So
body.
then-
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he left us a few clues on his own. Kyoto's scrap of paper has been added to the truth bullet section. Who dead? Hifumi and Taka. Hifumi and Taka. Biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse from the nurse's office where he was discovered here to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third floor, and all without anyone noticing it. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems like Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed using Justice Hammer 3, which we found in the nurse's office, but when we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that and why? He did that. He did that. Find anything? More than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of
That's
paper. Hifumi had it hidden on him.
Indeed.
He stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he hidden it on purpose, you see.
Why is that? Hey,
Let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto. Open it. A note. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
so...
That sounds very familiar. That's it. That's the same thing Hiro said. And he was telling us the truth.
However-
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Hiro said 1 a.m. Time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6
Is
a.m.
that right? So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. There's some meaning to part of it being ripped. Could you maybe explain it a little more? Are you kidding me? Think carefully.
So then... Hey,
Or I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time,
is
right?
that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. It may come to a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role. I don't think I understand, but if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. E-handbook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh, wow, that was quick. Is it
Are
time?
you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot.
There wasn't too much investigation this
Make
time.
your way to the red door on the first floor of the school.
There wasn't too much investigation.
See you soon.
It would seem...
Our investigation comes to an end. You have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion.
Shall we go?
Well, we better get going. Who do I think? I don't know. I somewhat think Hifumi set up Taka because the way Hifumi's body got up to the repository was he dragged himself up there, most likely, if he wiped off the glasses. But Celeste was in too many convenient places looking back at the investigation. Kyoko, I don't even know what the hell. She's a spy, man. She's a fucking Soviet Union spy or something. Let's Play channel, you know what to do.